really good that you took the trouble to go on the radio.
Oh, well, it was my pleasure. I wanted to really talk about what it's like living with a disability, because I just feel that people saw the Paralympics and really got behind it, but don't fully understand what it's like daily living with a disability. And I know you see kids all the time that go through what I go through, so it was to benefit them.
Absolutely. And what you said was just so impressive. But I don't usually respond to things I hear on the radio, but I was just so bowled over with what you said that I just had to take it forward.
Oh, thank you.
So it's really nice that you've come up here.
That really means a lot to me.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
So yes, we're very delighted to have you as our new patron, and and really pleased that you've managed to come up and see us today.
Well, I know you're one of the ones that does all the hard work, seeing the kids. So, can you tell me a bit about the treatment and therapy that you specialise in?
Yeah, so it's quite a specialist type of physiotherapy, and it's called targeted training. So we're working on a principle that as a typically developing infant gains control, and they start with gaining head control and they work sequentially down the trunk until they've got full trunk control. And so we provide with children with cerebral palsy, that process can be quite often delayed, and so we provide equipment that simplifies that learning of control for a child. So we'll do a test that will give us an idea of where they're currently got control difficulties, and where they've got good control, and then the idea is that we support them in equipment just below that area that they're targeting, working on lots of fun activities within the equipment and having a good time reaching towards toys and activities. And and then we sort of look to hopefully sort of strengthen up the trunk, and then as the trunk control improves, gradually lower the support from the equipment, so that they get gradually less and less support as they get stronger in their trunk and their muscles.
Great. I mean, that is why I started riding, to develop my trunk and core, so that if I could be more strong in the centre of my body, I'd have more control over my limbs. So that's exactly the same form of therapy, and it's important to make it fun for the kids as well.
Absolutely, yes. We find that if you can make it sort of not like a therapy session for the child, then you can get even more out of it, really. And at the end of the day, it is all about enjoying yourself as well.
Definitely. Yeah, so what's your name and what's your role at the Movement Centre?
My name's Rona and I'm the business manager at the Movement Centre. And what's mainly what I do is all the finances and the fundraising, so bringing in, because about half of our children are funded through charity funding, so I need to bring in charity money for that.
So how do you go about doing that?
Well, mainly we apply to other charitable trusts, because there's sort of 200,000 charities in this country, so and lots of them, all they do is give money to other charities, so I spend a lot of time writing to them, and then we get grants from them, and also people will do fundraising for us, so they'll do things like skydives or a hill climb or a marathon or anything really that will raise money. So that pays for a lot of the children to come and have their targeted training.
So do the parents come to you and say, we need some fundraising, you help them, or is it up to them to go find some of the funding for it? Or?
Yeah, if a child hasn't got any other funding available, they will then come to us and say, have you got any charitable funds available for their child? And we always say to them, if you can help with that, then that would be brilliant. So a lot of parents will go out and they will do fundraising themselves. you know, as to the best that they can really. So obviously some people have more time to put in and do, you know, big events and that sort of thing, and then but it all helps, and then we will then allocate the charity money to their children, and then they can have their targeted training.
I bet it's really rewarding, like seeing that you've helped the child that otherwise couldn't have perhaps afforded treatment like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, because the other side is obviously that some children they are supported through the NHS, but that's very much depends on where you live in the country, basically.
Yeah.
As you're probably well aware. So more and more each year, more and more children have been relying on charitable funds. So it is very rewarding to see that you know, you're doing a job that helps the children and helps them to become the best that they can. So
Definitely, and that's what it's all about.
it is, yes.
Being able to fulfill your potential.
Yeah, yeah, and that's exactly what the targeted training is about. To, you know, when they're young, to try and get them to you know, fulfill their potential and be the best they can. Yeah.